Let me show you something utterly fascinating. I really am interested lately in reading more about the Chinese because their way of life is so different than the way we Europeans live. It's just an interesting experience to learn more about them. So I was sent this on Facebook, right? And it's like Chinese people are destroying their iPhones. And it's like, what? Why on earth are they destroying their iPhones? Usually it's a silly way of protest, like you've already paid for it. But I guess it's like you're making a statement that you're so pissed off with the brand that you're never going to buy again. Usually, like iPhones have a shelf life of 2 or 3 years anyway. So anyway, right. Let's see why they're destroying their iPhones. Is to show support for Huawei. Now, Huawei is as you guys probably know, a Chinese company. Um, and the reason that they're doing this is because apparently it was banned in the United States. I think the US president says that the Huawei company has some security issues and they can't be trusted. And it's also because of the arrest of Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou, and I believe this arrest was done in Canada for breaking US sanctions. So the Chinese people, in response, have decided to boycott American and Canadian brands and to buy Huawei products instead. And you even have like local companies which are offering incentives to employees that decide to throw away their iPhone and purchase a Huawei, right? And they have like these things where we are all Huawei, and they get like the company giving them 20% if they decide to make the switch. Probably they're going to get some social points on their social media. But the reason I find it absolutely fascinating is that they view an attack on Huawei, on their company, as if it's an attack on their country. And they're inspired to be patriotic, as in to not purchase American and Canadian goods now because America and Canada attacked the company of Huawei. And the reason that I find this very interesting is because number one, we're heading to a future where war is becoming obsolete. Like, you're not going to see a first world nation attack another first world nation anytime soon. It's usually about economics, like they're going to try to subvert your nation's economy and stuff like that. And I guess like the Chinese are already have it in their consciousness that, okay, this is an attack on China and we need to fight back. So, you attack our brands, we're going to attack yours. It's just really interesting. But all in all, this is corporate fascism, as Benito Mussolini envisioned it. Fascism should more appropriately be called corporatism because it is a merger of state and corporate power. And I guess this is what's going on in China, right? Because Huawei belongs to the Chinese government and they do view it an attack on their nation, on their patriotism, I guess. I really disagree with this way of doing things, by the way, with the state owning the economy. I heard fascists say, like, oh, the economy should serve people. And while I agree with the sentiment, it seems that the best way the economy serves people is when it's uncontrolled. When someone tries to micromanage it, it's going to fail, simply because people are... If you have the grand plan, if you have one person that's dominating everything and trying to micromanage everything, it's not going to work as well as people using their own interests and the market basically regulating itself. But what I want to say and what I want to take from this is that the EU is trying to go towards that direction from my experience of the same idea of corporate fascism, just that in China the companies own the state owns the companies, while in the European Union it's going to be the corporations that through lobbying, through paying politicians are going to own the government. But it's still like this unholy merger. It's this unholy alliance between the political and the corporations. And the left doesn't seem to talk about it at all. Anyway, hope you got something out of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And let me know what you think in the comment section.